What's going on, guys? What's happening? YouTube, you guys have tuned into Rules for Rebels, and today we're going to be answering the question, why the fuck are people hoarding toilet paper? This is fucking crazy. Stop it. This coronavirus thing is nuts. Now, I don't want to be one of these people saying this is a non-issue, but at the same time, it definitely does not warrant the insanity that's going on right now. Perception is more important than reality. The coronavirus is serious, but it's not the zombie apocalypse people are acting like it is. And, last night I actually booked two flights. I booked a flight to Santa Fe, and I also booked a flight to Aruba. The flight to Aruba, I think, was $204 round trip. That's about a third of what I paid last time I went down there. And Santa Fe, for whatever reason, my girlfriend's been wanting to go to Santa Fe for a couple months, and the flights were crazy. It was like $600 to $800. I don't know if it's because that's like a smaller city. But last night we booked flights there again for about a third of the price that they were just a couple of weeks ago. Personally, I'm not really fazed by this coronavirus thing. People think I'm joking. Like I think I legit had it last week. I think I'm still kind of getting over it. Either that or the flu. But whatever. This weekend I'm actually going downtown, and while the St. Patrick's Day Parade in the River Dying has been canceled, there's an open bar buffet brunch thing I'm going to, and then a cruise on the river. Not really worried about the coronavirus. But yeah, people are going fucking crazy, guys. You would think a zombie apocalypse was happening. And like when you look at stock prices, do you really think all of these companies who financially are a lot of whom financially are doing okay have lost half their value in like 13 days or 16 days? Like this just doesn't make sense. And well, I kind of see why people might hoard face masks or hand sanitizer, even though factually neither one of these things are really going to prevent the coronavirus. If you guys have read up on it, if you guys caught the Joe Rogan episode the other day, hand sanitizer and face masks, they make people feel better. They make people feel like they're doing something. But in the grand scheme of things, they're not going to prevent you from getting the coronavirus. But what's even crazier is, why are people hoarding toilet paper? Toilet paper is something that there's no supply shortages of. If you didn't have a bunch of idiots running around Costco grabbing 15, what do you even call that thing of toilet paper? 15 cases, 15 bundles of toilet paper, there wouldn't even be a supply shortage. It's the craziness, the unnecessary craziness that's creating this supply shortage. It's just insanity to me. I went to Costco the other day just to pick up my normal stuff, and like literally everything was sold out. And I saw an article from Business Insider, because I'm like, why the fuck are people hoarding toilet paper? This makes absolutely no sense. And here's an article about it. There's actually been armed robberies over toilet paper. People are fighting in the aisles of Walmart over toilet paper. I think this alone shows you what an overreaction that we're having to this. Again, I'm not saying don't take it seriously, but this is just insanity what's going on right now. And personally, I kind of blame the media. People are stupid, and the media is kind of hyping this up. So I found an article in Business Insider titled, "We have plenty of toilet paper in the U.S., so why are people hoarding it?" An economist weighs in. So let's give this one a read. Let's see. The coronavirus is leading to widespread alarm, even in areas of the world where it hasn't yet touched. Beyond buying face masks online, people are also swarming supermarkets to stash basic supplies like toilet paper, cleaning items, and hand sanitizer. And I was actually looking on Amazon just because I was curious, because even when people were going nuts in the stores, it was still widely available on Amazon. I'm like, why are people fighting each other in Walmart when you could just go on Amazon and have it at your house in 2 hours? And now Amazon is pretty much sold out of everything but like the 365 brand. Economist J.L. Zagorski unravels exactly why people feel the need to hoard these items, even when they're not in a region at low risk of supply. And I saw another article earlier today that people are starting to be like racist towards Asians, like fearing they have the coronavirus. I was at one of my clients' offices the other day, and this one guy walked out of the room, and they were like, "Did you hear Gerard coughing? I heard somebody had his," but like, everyone's like looking at each other like skeptical, as if they're going to get the coronavirus from each other. It's just getting insane. But let's go on and read this article. The other day, I went into Costco to buy some toilet paper. It came as a small shock when I couldn't find a single roll. The new coronavirus is inspiring panic, buying a variety of household products, such as toilet paper, in cities across the U.S. and world. Will it make sense to me that masks and hand sanitizer would be in short supply because of the outbreak? Again, even though they don't do anything. I wondered why people would be hoarding toilet paper, a product that is widely produced and doesn't help protect from a respiratory virus like COVID-19. Toilet paper is becoming so valuable, there's even been at least one armed robbery. An economist, I am fascinated by why people hoard products that are not having supply problems. Toilet paper hoarding, in particular, has a curious history and economy. This wouldn't be the first panic over toilet paper. Back in 1973, U.S. consumers cleared store shelves of the rolls for a month based on little more than rumors, fears, and a joke. At the time, Americans were already worrying about limited supplies of products like gasoline, electricity, and onions. A government press release warning of potential shortage in toilet paper led to a lot of press coverage, but no outright panic buying until Johnny Carson, a famous late-night television host, joked about it during his opening monologue. Instead of laughing, people took it seriously and began to hoard toilet paper. Americans aren't alone in panic buying to ensure they have plenty of squares to spare. Venezuelans hoarded the commodity in 2013 as a result of a drop in production, leading the government to seize toilet paper factory in an effort to ensure more supply. It failed to do the trick. The average person in the U.S. uses about 100 rolls of toilet paper each year. I think I probably use more than that. If most of it came from China, this could be a huge problem because supply chains from that country have been severely disrupted as a result of COVID-19. The U.S., however, imports very little toilet paper, less than 10% in 2017, and most of that comes from Canada and Mexico. The U.S. has been mass-producing toilet paper since the late 1800s, and while other industries like shoe manufacturing have fled the country, toilet paper manufacturing has not. Today, there are almost 150 U.S. companies making this product, so then why would people hoard a product that is abundant? Australia has also suffered from panic buying of toilet paper despite plentiful supply, a risk that experts in the country explain this way. Stocking up on toilet paper is a relatively cheap action, and people like to think that they're doing something when they feel at risk. So, like the hand sanitizer, like washing your hands, you're not going to stop anything, but you can feel good about it. You know, we're really pretty stupid. I don't know if you guys know this. You know, when you come to an intersection and you press the pedestrian button to cross, you know that does absolutely nothing. The reason those were put in is because people feel like they're doing something, and then they'll wait as opposed to trying to cross the street. People like to feel like they're doing something even if they're not doing anything. This is an example of a zero-risk bias in which people prefer to try to eliminate one type of possibility, superficial risk entirely, rather than doing something that would actually reduce their total risk by a greater amount. And with this coronavirus thing going on, guys, eat healthy, exercise, practice logical, cautious avoidance, but don't go crazy. Control the things that you can actually control. Keep yourself in good health, but hoarding toilet paper is going to do nothing for you. Hoarding also makes people feel secure. This is especially relevant when the world is faced with a novel disease over which all of us have little or no control. However, we can control things like having enough toilet paper in case we are quarantined. It's also possible we are biologically programmed to hoard. Birds, squirrels, and other animals tend to hoard stuff. There are a number of ways to handle shortages, including those caused by hoarding. The best way is to convince people to stop doing it, especially with plentiful products like toilet paper. So this is kind of like a self-fulfilling prophecy, and I think the same thing is happening to the market. Like, a lot of people freak out and sell, so that causes people who are less prone to freak out to now freak out, and then, that starts to trigger algorithms. And same with the toilet paper thing. If people weren't hoarding toilet paper and just used the toilet paper that they actually need, there would be plenty of toilet paper. However, logic often fails when dealing with emotional issues. Another way is by rationing. Formal rationing is when governments allocate goods by specifying exactly how much each family gets. The U.S. used rationing during World War II to allocate gasoline, sugar, and even meat. China rationed a lot of goods, including food, fuel, and bicycles until the 1990s. Sometimes businesses enforce informal rationing, stores preventing customers from buying all they want. The Costco I went to earlier for toilet paper had a sign limiting shoppers to 5 packages per customer, which is still insane. Modern economies run on trust and confidence. COVID-19 is breaking down that trust. People are losing confidence that they'll be able to go outside and get what they need when they need it. This leads to hoarding items like toilet paper. Well, the government advises preparing for a pandemic by storing a 2-week food supply and water. There's no need to hoard stuff, particularly products that are unlikely to suffer from a shortage. As for my local Costco, I stopped by a few days later and the toilet paper aisle was fully stocked. So this is insanity. I heard something I don't know if somebody responded to my YouTube video or if I saw this on Reddit. I think it was a YouTube comment of mine, but somebody said, and people are always claiming to have like some inside knowledge or something, but somebody was like, I have some inside knowledge that the U.S. government is going to force like a nationwide quarantine next week. And while I don't necessarily believe that, and it sounds kind of crazy, at this point, nothing would really surprise me. I actually saw a guy on Reddit a day or two ago who was like, yo, my buddy works for Disney. He was, banned from trading Disney shares because he had learned that, because Disney employees learned that the theme parks were going to shut down. And lo and behold, 24 hours later, 48 hours later, Disney announces they're shutting down theme parks. So sometimes there is something to random ramblings on the internet. But this is just insanity, guys. You don't need to hold toilet paper. And I think this kind of chaos shows that people are overreacting. And while I don't doubt that the perception and people are overreacting could trigger like just a downfall of civilization, I really don't think that's going to happen. I'm dollar cost averaging, legging into the market. Continuing to try to pick up as much freelance work as I can, make as much money as I can. I already got an emergency fund, so I'm not worrying about that. I just want more money to dump into the market. So that's what I have to say about this whole thing. Don't hoard toilet paper. Let me know your thoughts on this. Drop comments, thumbs up, subscribe, all that good jazz, and I'll catch you guys in the next video. Later.